Welcome to the Soul Awakening Sanctuary with Chief Apostle Veronica Yisrael. Welcome everyone. Welcome. As you come in, like, share, comment, like and share the live. Welcome to each and every one. Welcome to the Soul Awakening Sanctuary with your host, Chief Apostle Veronica Yisrael. I'm honored to have you join me on this evening for our Soul Elevation session. And we're on our session number 7 of the Awakening Divine Within You, a journey through New Thought and Mysticism. And so we welcome everyone into this space where we aim to foster healing, wellness, and spiritual enlightenment. Our mission is simple: to expand the consciousness of the masses by teaching universal laws and principles of truth, not tied to any specific religion or dogma or doctrine. We are here to create a safe space for those who are decolonizing and deconstructing from harmful theologies and are seeking to reconstruct their faith with spiritual practices that resonate with them. And so we welcome you to this space. This is a sacred and safe space for all. We welcome all of our brothers and sisters and siblings of light from all walks of life, all backgrounds, races, genders, orientation, and identities. The only supreme principle we uphold here is love, the love of self and the love for humanity. And as we gather together today, I invite you to like, share the live, and engage in the comment section. Feel free to congregate with one another and build connections within this beautiful community. However, I must also lay out some house rules. While all are welcome, trolls, Bible thumpers, and those who seek to disrupt this sacred environment will not be tolerated. Bullying, harassment, or negative energy has no place here. So we are here to elevate and not to debate or demean. So we ask that you govern yourselves accordingly, and let's build each other up in light and enlightenment. So again, we welcome each and every one of you. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, everyone. For those who feel led to support our platform and ministry, we thank you so very kindly for all of your support, your hearts, your likes, your comments, your gifts. We appreciate everything you do. For those who would like to give monetarily to support our mission, you can go to the link in the bio or through Cash App. The handle is $ capital VSY, lowercase ISRAEL 2021. Your contributions help us to continue this important work of spreading truth, love, and healing to the masses through universal principles and the expanded consciousness. So again, welcome each and every one of you to tonight's session. Again, welcome to session number 7 of Awakening the Divine Within, a journey through New Thought Mysticism. And today we are diving into one of the most transformative topics and empowering topics for your spiritual evolution is the healing power of consciousness. That's our topic tonight, the healing power of consciousness. And please do us a favor as you come in, like, share, and comment. Share the live so as many people as possible can hear this empowering and inspirational teaching. And so throughout, if you've been following me for the past 6 weeks, this is the 7th, we've journeyed through understanding our inner divinity, how we manifest our reality, and the power of our thoughts. But now tonight, we shift our focus towards healing. Not just physical healing, but emotional and spiritual healing as well. A lot of times, people focus on the physical healing. But on our spiritual evolution or spiritual journey, we have to include a healing that is holistic, that deals with every part of us. Our spiritual healing, our emotional healing, and our physical healing. And this teaching tonight will help you in your healing journey. So the foundation of this session tonight, it lies in understanding that all healing begins in consciousness. Whether we are dealing with a physical ailment, emotional pain, or a spiritual blockage, healing is possible when we align with divine energy within us and tap into the metaphysical principles that govern our existence. So we're going to explore 3 key areas today. And those areas are: number 1, the metaphysical basis of healing; number 2, the role of consciousness in physical and emotional health; and 3, how we can heal through prayer and meditation. Those are our 3 key points for our time together this evening. I'll repeat that. We're going to be dealing with 3 key areas tonight, and that's 1, the metaphysical basis of healing; 2, the role of consciousness in physical and emotional health; and 3, how we can heal through prayer and meditation. That is our focal point tonight. And so by the end of this session this evening, you will understand that healing is not something distant or outside of ourselves. It is accessible within us and can be activated through the power of consciousness. And so let us begin this evening dealing with our topic. Greetings, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We begin by laying the groundwork. What do we mean when we say the metaphysical basis of healing? Metaphysics is the study of that which is beyond the physical. In New Thought, we understand that behind every physical manifestation, whether it's health or disease, there is an underlying metaphysical reality. Healing, therefore, is not just about treating the body, but it's about addressing the thoughts, beliefs, and energies that lie beneath the surface. And so some of the key concepts that will help us understand the metaphysical basis of healing is: number 1, energy and consciousness. At the heart of New Thought mysticism is the understanding that everything is energy. Our thoughts, our emotions, and even our bodies are forms of vibrating energy. Now, the quality of this energy, its vibration determines the state of our physical and emotional health. Now, when you do a brief study of science, if you're anybody that is like science, you will find out that science now acknowledges what mystics and spiritual teachers have known for centuries. And that is that the mind and the body are not separate. Quantum physics tells us that consciousness itself affects our physical world. Our thoughts, emotions, and intentions are not confined to the brain. They permeate every cell of the body and the world around us. So the next thing is cause and effect in healing. We have to understand cause and effect in healing. In New Thought, we teach that the mind is the cause and the body is the effect. So let's talk about that. Disease or illness is often the effect of discordant thoughts and emotions, unresolved trauma, or beliefs that are not in alignment with truth. Healing, therefore, involves shifting the cause, which is our consciousness. Let's give you an example of that, of the cause and effect in the body and the mind. Think of the body as a screen, and on that screen is which the movie of your thoughts is projected. If the images on the screen are unpleasant, do we fix the screen or do we fix the film? Correct, we fix the film, not the screen. So in the same way, when the body experiences illness, we don't merely treat the body. We go back to the source, the mind, and heal there. Because when you heal the mind, the body will follow. So let's take a moment to reflect on our lives. If you're in a safe space, in a quiet space, I invite you to let's explore. Let's use this time. And I want you to think, have you ever noticed how your emotional state impacts your physical health? For instance, when you're stressed, you may experience headaches, stomach issues, or tensions in the body. But when you're in a state of peace, joy, love, you experience your body begins to feel light, relaxed, and vibrant. So I want to take you to a quick exercise. And I invite you to take a deep breath in and then let it out slowly. Close your eyes if you're able to. And if you can't do this exercise now, I want you to go back and do it later. And I want you to think about a time when you felt completely at peace, completely full of joy and love and happiness. And as you think, hold that thought in your mind, I want you to feel how your body responds to that memory. And I want you to remember that. Now, after you've thought about a time when you had joy, love, and peace, I want you to switch your thoughts and think about a time where you felt deeply sad, distressed, or anxious. And as you think about that experience, notice the difference in your body's reaction. So this exercise shows us that the mind and the body are deeply connected. And by changing our thoughts, we can change our physical reality. So let's go a little deeper. Let's go in deeper into how consciousness affects both physical and emotional health. The first thing we must understand is that the body is a mirror of the mind. I'm going to say that again. The body is only a mirror of your mind. The emotions we feel and the beliefs we hold directly influence our body's ability to function and heal. Greetings, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you come in, like and share. Yes, get comfy and relax as we engage in this teaching tonight about the healing power of consciousness. Now let's deal with consciousness in the body. Oh, thank you. It's one of my favorite hats. So our body has an innate ability to heal itself. Every time we cut ourselves, the body rushes to heal that wound. This is the natural healing process that is always available to us. However, when we hold on to thoughts of fear, anger, resentment, guilt, what happens is we block this natural healing power flow. So for example, many of you might be, if you're into the New Thought teachings or into consciousness, you may have heard of a spiritual teacher named Louise Hay. She is a pioneer in the field of mind and body healing. She taught that every illness is linked to a mental pattern. For example, she suggested that issues with the heart might come and stem from the lack of love or joy in one's life. Or digestive issues might arise from fear, panic, or the inability to digest life experiences. So all of this goes to show that the mind and the body are intertwined and connected. And as I said earlier, where the mind goes, the body will follow. So let's deal with the emotional component. Emotions like fear, anger, resentment, and sadness are often seen as negative. But let's flip that around. In truth, these emotions are signals from our consciousness. When we suppress these emotions like fear, anger, doubt, sadness, when we suppress these emotions, they can manifest as a physical symptom. Now, healing begins when we bring these emotions that people call negative to the surface and acknowledge their presence. So we have to learn, when we're talking about the healing power of consciousness and how the emotional component, we can't just keep circumventing and shutting down our emotions, no matter who you are, male, female, in between, whatever we are. We have to learn to process our emotions and learn to transmute that energy into something that can be useful, positive for ourselves. Because shutting off the emotion or ignoring it does not help us. Many times it's called spiritual bypassing. And so I want you to think about this. Have you ever just noticed after you had a good cry, your body begins to feel better, begins to feel lighter? Situation may not changed, but you feel a difference. And this is because the emotional release creates a space for healing. So we have to learn to address our emotions, to acknowledge them, so that we can create a space within us for healing. A lot of times we haven't been healed because we haven't created a space for healing. We haven't decluttered our mind and our spirit and our heart that we can receive healing. See, holding on to bitterness, envy, anger, fear, all of these are blockage to the healing power and flow of consciousness. So we got to learn to unblock ourselves, to let go of everything that does not serve for our highest good. Greetings, everybody. Welcome. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Like, share the live. Welcome, welcome. So happy to have you here. So let's deal with the topic of beliefs and healing. Beliefs and healing. Our core beliefs, this is one thing to know. Our core beliefs shape our reality. I can't express and stress that enough. That our core belief shapes our reality. If we believe we are powerless, if we believe healing is difficult, or if we believe we deserve to suffer, all of those thoughts begin to manifest in our reality. Because everything begins in the mind. That's where it starts. And so all of the negative thoughts of being powerless, thinking that healing is difficult or that you're not deserving or you deserve to suffer, that's what will manifest in your reality. That's why we got to check our thoughts at the door and make sure the thoughts that we are holding in our conscious are conducive and in alignment with divine principles, or in alignment with what we really want to manifest in our life. So when we shift our consciousness to align with the belief that healing is natural, easy, and accessible, we begin to open up ourselves to receive the healing that is already within us. Now, the healing is not coming outside of yourself. When you were created with the healing abilities within your body. And when you begin to unblock yourself and begin to open up yourself to the thought and align yourself with the belief that healing is natural, it's a part of your divine experience, and is accessible to you at any time, that's when you will begin to experience the flow and the healing power of consciousness. Now let's go through this exercise. I'm going to give you an exercise. And I'm going to talk to you about affirmation practice. See, affirmations, a lot of people just talk about it, but only those who really practice. See, spiritual principles and spiritual tools are only as good as we use it. So affirmation is another spiritual principle and tool that we can use in our own spiritual journey, our spiritual healing, our internal healing, and our own spiritual evolution. So again, affirmations are a powerful tool for healing because affirmations help to reprogram our subconscious mind. So I want you to take a moment and repeat some affirmations with me. All right, you ready? I can't hear you in the cyber world, but I want you to repeat these affirmations with me so that you can reprogram your subconsciousness. I am whole, perfect, and complete. Come on, say that with me. I am whole, perfect, and complete. I am whole, perfect, and complete. Another affirmation is, my body is a reflection of divine health. Another affirmation is, my body is a reflection of divine health and vitality. Come on, say it with me. My body is a reflection of divine health and vitality. My body is a reflection of divine health and vitality. Here's another affirmation to practice. I release any thoughts, beliefs, or emotions that no longer serve me for my highest good. I release any thoughts, beliefs, or emotions that no longer serve my highest good. One more time. I release any thoughts, beliefs, or emotions that no longer serve my highest good. Another great affirmation you can say is, I am open and receptive to healing on all levels, physical, emotional, and spiritual. I am open and receptive to healing on all levels, physical, emotional, and spiritually. One more time. I am open and receptive to healing on all levels, physical, emotional, and spiritual. And the last one is, the power of the divine healing flows through me now. Again, the power of divine healing flows through me now. Again, the power of divine healing flows through me now. Now, I often encourage to say affirmations in threes because, as one proverb says, a threefold cord is not easily broken. So as you continue to say it and repeat it, you help implant it in your subconscious mind. And as it moves from your subconscious mind, it flows into your reality. So let's deal with healing through prayer and meditation. So now let's talk about two of the most powerful tools for healing. Again, prayer and meditation. These practices have been used for centuries by mystics, healers, and everyday people to connect with the divine within and activate the body's natural healing abilities. So let's deal with the power of prayer. Now, when I talk about the power of prayer, we're not talking about the religious dogma and how they view prayer. We're not talking about that. See, in New Thought, we understand that prayer is not begging or pleading with a distant God somewhere to heal us. Instead, prayer is a process of aligning our consciousness with divine truth that we already are whole. That is what prayer in New Thought means. It's not begging and pleading a deity, but it's aligning yourself with the truth, acknowledging what is already true in you. Prayer is about affirming our oneness with the source of all healing. So we teach affirmative prayer, which means we affirm what we know to be true. We don't ask for healing. We affirm that healing is already happening. This is what Yeshua meant. Those that follow the teachings of Yeshua, commonly called Jesus, he taught, when you pray, whatever you pray, believe that you receive it and it's yours. So you already have to see yourself. If you're looking for healing, you already have to see yourself as whole. You have to visualize and see yourself already doing what you desire to do. So you have to affirm that. So for example, instead of saying, oh God, please heal me, I advise you to shift your words. Instead of saying that, affirmative prayer teaches us to say, I am healed, whole, and perfect right now, in alignment with divine truth. So if you need healing, you should say that one with me. I am healed, whole, and perfect right now, in alignment with divine truth. So you see the difference in a petitionary, in a begging and pleading prayer, in affirming and declaring and decreeing what is true already in your life. So let's take a moment to enter into a state of prayer. And if you can, close your eyes and take a deep breath. And repeat this prayer silently or loud, whichever one you can do at this moment. And I want you to just repeat after me. I recognize that I am one with the infinite source of healing, vitality, and well-being. I know that my body is a divine expression of life, and that life flows through me right now, healing every cell, every organ, and every system. I trust the process of healing, knowing that I am guided and supported by the divine within. Thank you, Spirit, for the healing that is already taking place in me. And so it is, and so shall it be, and it cannot be otherwise. Amen and Ashe. And to be said that you should begin to feel the change as you affirm the truth of your healing. See, meditation allows us to quiet the mind and tap into the deep well of peace and healing that exists within us. Now, everything I teach on this platform is always about what's in you. Going deep within, doing a deep dive within you and discovering all of these wonderful things that are in your treasure chest of your being. And so meditation or prayer and meditation is different for everybody. Some cultures is sitting down and chanting. For some people, it's just sitting in nature, being quiet, stilling your mind. For some people, especially with African descent, is singing, rocking. But however, meditating mechanisms resonates with you. It's all the source about tapping into that deep well of peace and healing that exists within you. And when we meditate, we bring ourselves into alignment with the divine. And in that alignment, healing happens naturally. There are many types, as I mentioned earlier, many types of meditations. But for healing, one of the most powerful techniques that I've found is visualization. I mentioned a little bit about visualization earlier, and I think last week or the week before last on the Wednesday night in our soul elevation session, we taught on the power of the imagination and visualization. So by visualizing health and wholeness, we activate the body's natural healing response. So use for an example, if you're going through any particular illness, begin to visualize, get in a quiet space, and as you close your eyes, you begin to see in your mind's eye you doing those things as if you're already healed. You begin to see yourself, a healed version of yourself. Even if it's not physical illness, maybe if you're struggling with a mental illness, can't trust anybody, or always having breakdowns, or trauma. So visualize yourself in your mind's eye as that healed version of yourself. That person that is healed from those traumas, that's healed from those heartaches, that's healed from those bad relationships. Begin to see yourself as that healed version of yourself and begin to affirm your healing. That is one of the most powerful techniques of meditation, visualization, seeing it. If you can see it, if you can visualize it, if you can get it in your mind, the world is yours. So we have to be able to see ourselves in the light of what we truly want. That is the key to visualization. So let's have a guided meditation. Greetings, Portia. Welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful week. So let's have a healing light meditation. If you can, if you're able to close your eyes. If not, you can practice this at a later time. But remember it. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you inhale, I want you to imagine a bright light entering your body through the top of your head. And this light represents divine healing energy. And with each breath, as you inhale and then exhale slowly, with each breath, I want you to feel that light moving through your body, bringing healing to every cell, every organ, every system. And as you exhale, release any tension, pain, illness. Just let it go. Let it exit through each exhale. And I want you to see in your mind's eye it leaving your body and dissolving into nothingness. Continue to breathe in deeply and exhale. And I want you to, this feeling of light, let it fill you completely until you're radiating health, wholeness, and vitality. This is the power of a guided healing meditation and visualization. So I encourage you, a lot of times to pay attention to your emotions. I can't stress that enough. Pay attention to your emotions because they are signals from your consciousness to your body to warn you. Because a lot of times we have so much blockage that we're not in tune with the divine within us. And so our consciousness got to send us a signal through our physical body, through our emotions that, hey, something is wrong. And so once you get that signal, that emotion of sadness, depression, anger, fear, begin to trace it to the root, which is your consciousness. And find out what thoughts am I holding in my mind that are causing me to be anxious. Think about it. What thoughts are you holding in your mind that's causing you to be anxious today? What thoughts are you holding in your mind that's causing you to feel fearful? And then once you discover that, then you have to work to transform those thoughts and shift your consciousness. Because remember, everything starts in the mind and then travels outward. Your internal world radiates out to your external world. So paying attention to your emotions. If you're feeling angry, what is it in your thoughts? Trace it back. What is it in your thoughts? What thoughts are you holding that are causing you to experience this emotion of anger? What is it that you can't let go? So a lot of times that's what blocks us from receiving healing, all types of healing. It's because we refuse to let go of the past. We refuse to let go of the trauma. We refuse to let go of the hurt and the pain. We harbor it like it's, a security blanket. But if we ever want to heal, we got to learn to let go of that stuff. When people say things and do things that are hurtful, feel the feeling, process the thoughts and emotions, but then we have to come to the point of releasing and letting go. So question to yourself, have you learned to release? Have you learned to let go? I taught a lesson on, 2 Sundays ago. In our Sunday Sacred Circle service. And I taught about the power of letting go. The prospering power of letting go. And a lot of times, we hold on to things that no longer serve us. And holding on to those things, sometimes we think we're hurting somebody else by holding on to things that no longer serve us. Not acknowledging and understanding that holding on to those things is the main reason we can't move on. Because you can't move on into your future, into your next, holding on to the past. Because it keeps you captive. Now I know so many people want to heal and move on. But you can't move on driving forward and looking in the rearview mirror at the same time. You're making glance, but you cannot continue to go forward driving and looking in the rearview mirror. You have to learn to focus on moving forward. And moving forward all has to do with learning how to let go of the past. How to let go of those traumas. How to let go of the mommy issues, the daddy issues. The failed marriage. All of these things are hindrances to our healing. The shame that comes along with a marriage that failed. Letting go of that shame. You know, sometimes when people met, sometimes marriages don't work out. And you have to learn to be okay with it. Be okay with, you learned a lesson. It happened. But now that it's over, it's time for me to get my life back on track. Don't allow momentary situations become permanent fixtures in your life. I'm going to say that again. Don't let momentary situations become permanent fixtures in your life. And a lot of time we allow mistakes or things that happen to now control the narrative. And we begin to look at the world through our pain and trauma. That begins to alter our worldview. But we got to be willing to do the work. Now that goes into shadow work. Doing the inner healing. Because, honey, I could tell you, honey, going through a failed marriage is something. It's traumatizing. But guess what? You got to understand and know that it's not the end of the world. It may be the end of that situation, of that marriage or that relationship, but it's not the end of the world. And you have to move on. You have to rise above. You have to move forward. Because all these things that we encounter in life are life lessons that we learn from. And so learning to process and transmute that energy. When you're feeling those negative energy, learn to transmute it. Shift your consciousness. Transmute that energy. Turn it into something positive that can catapult you into your future. That can catapult you into your next. That can help propel you into where you are destined to go in life. So don't give up. Don't allow the negative words of people around you. That's why we got to be careful who we hang around, who we associate with. Because as our elders used to say, birds of a feather flock together. And so that energy can rub off on you. When you get around the old saying, negative Nancy's, always see the negative in everything. Nothing positive. Every time you look, they got something negative to say. That's because their outlook on life and inwardly is negative. They can't say nothing positive about you because inwardly they hate themselves. You know, self-hate rather, not self-help, self-hate runs more rampant in people than they are willing to acknowledge. Because they are taught self-hate in the church and religious groups. And these doctors and they're taught self-hate. They're not taught self-love, how to love self. But that was the main teachings of the man called Yeshua, commonly called Jesus. Just love your neighbor as yourself. So you can't love anybody else if you don't know how to love yourself. That's the first thing. The love of self, I say on this platform, our supreme rule and principle is love. The love of self and the love of humanity. Because you cannot treat humans right, your fellow neighbors right. You can't treat anybody right and love anybody correctly when you have not learned how to love yourself correctly. If you have not learned how to turn that love that you express to other people inwardly. So a lot of times when we love people and then we don't get the love back, then we feel some type of way. But we have to learn to turn the love that we've given everybody else and turn it inward and love yourself. You've given everybody your time. You've given everybody your love. You've given everybody your forgiveness. You've given everybody everything that you could. When are you going to stop and say, I have to give myself some of the same things I've given everybody else? See, this is all a part of our healing journey. You really want to talk about healing, the healing power of consciousness. So a lot of times, we get stomach issues, and it comes from anxiety. Becoming full of anxiety, fear, and your stomach gets in knots. These are all physical signs of things that are happening in our consciousness that we don't like to pay attention to. We like to cut off these emotions. We like to ignore it. Spiritual bypassing, saying, the Lord going to take care of everything, going to be all right. No, honey, it's not going to be all right unless you're going to do something about it. That's when it's going to be all right. When you make a decision that I got to do something about this. I cannot stay in this forever. I was not meant to dwell in this valley forever. And you begin to shift your consciousness. You begin to talk to yourself. Say, hey, wait a minute. I got to get out of this situation. I got to make something shake. You begin to talk to yourself and shift your consciousness. You begin to shift your paradigm by replacing those thoughts, beliefs, and emotions with positive ones. You have to empty that memory bank and those thoughts that are negative, that are not serving your highest good. Let it go. How many people have not forgiven or let go of the trauma, the daddy issues, and it carries on through life? That it begins to seep over into their relationships in life. All because they have not resolved and worked on these issues. Let me tell you one thing. You can ignore it as long as you want to. It does not go away. You can pray and beg and plead any deity you choose. It's not going to go away. In order for things to change in our life, we have to, number one, acknowledge that a change needs to be made. And after acknowledging that a change needs to be made, we have to make up our mind and say, listen, I am going to make the change. So I acknowledge the change needs to be made, and then I begin to make a decision that I am going to do the necessary work to change the current events. And then learn to be consistent. So a lot of times we're inconsistent when we're trying to evolve. And we don't we don't have stick-to-itiveness. But we have to learn if we're going to ever evolve, spiritually, mentally, physically, we have to learn to be consistent. Make a decision. Whatever decision, but make a decision. You have to be definite with the infinite. The divine can do no more for you than you decide. Spirit can do no more for you than you decide. You have to make the decision. Nobody can make it for you. If you want to be healed from whatever, nobody can make that decision for you. Nobody can stop you receiving healing but you. Why? Because it is within your power. The healing properties were put in you from birth. And you have to unblock yourself. Let go of the resentment. Resenting people for things that happened 20, 30 years ago. Because guess what? That only stops your growth. It stunts your growth. See, a lot of people say, I'm going to take this to my grave, honey. I'm not going to forgive them. I'm not going to let it go. I'm not going to. But see, The true power of prospering power of letting go is not about the other person. See, that's the thing we got to mix. Everything is about somebody else. It ain't about them, beloved. It's about you. Confronting your own quote unquote demons, those emotions. It's about you and your evolution, your healing journey. And when you begin to realize that it's about me, and I can't move on until I let go, I cannot prosper like I should be until I let go. Because remember the law of cause and effect. The cause is the mind, the effect is the body. The above thoughts we are holding there. So many people say, well, they're trying to prosper, but they curse their own self by thinking thoughts that are not consistent with what they say they desire. Speaking words that are not consistent with what they say they truly want. So we have to learn to get our mind, body, and spirit in alignment. We have to get our thoughts and our words and our emotions in alignment so that we can manifest the life we desire. Because the power to manifest is within you. Because remember the saying, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God is within. The power to transform your life, you have it. You don't need nobody to give you the power to transform your life. You just got to make a decision that, listen, it's time for a change. And the universe, you make a decision and you begin to affirm that, the universe will begin to bring all the forces needed to bring about what you have decided. A lot of times we cannot prosper because we had made a decision. We don't know what we want. Half the time when you ask people what do they want out of life, they cannot tell you what they want. Why? Because they don't know what they want. They're not decisive. You know, like some people, you give them a choice. Well, if you want McDonald's, you want Popeyes, or you want KFC. They say, oh, Lord. Now, I don't too much care for any of those options, but, you know, because most of the time I cook at home or one of us we cook homemade meals. So, but somebody, if you put all those options before them, guess what? They don't know which one they want to choose. But we got to learn to make a choice and stick with the choice. You know, one of the dangerous things is when people don't know how to make a decision for themselves. Because going around seeking everybody's advice and opinion will land you up nowhere. That's why I always emphasize and teach the power of leaning in, honing in, and harnessing your inner wisdom, your intuition, following your gut feelings, learning to trust yourself. You know, we've learned how to trust other people. And where has that gotten us 9 times out of 10? So when you learn to trust yourself, trust the spirit within you that tells you when you need to go left, when you need to go right, when you need to make this decision. Trust it. Because that voice is your inner wisdom. It's the divine way of leading and guiding you into the highest path of your highest good. So I encourage you today, make a decision. Make a decision. And stand, and what they're saying, stand on business. I think that's a new saying. Stand on business. Be consistent. And as some people say, they wanna have a business, but they're not professional. They don't ever show up on time. Have clients waiting. You know, every now and then something come up, but there's a way to handle those things. But not all the time you late. All the time, you know. That's not professional. You can't look to grow your business and you don't have ethics. So we got to be consistent. And whatever we're going to do, and we make a decision to do it, be consistent in making it happen. Because consistency helps put it in action and help make it stick. So we're going to use the powerful tool of affirmations. So you got to learn to write out your affirmation. Say it. Just don't have it and say it in your mind. No, say it out your mouth. Decree it, declare it. Put it in the atmosphere. So all the forces of nature and the creative power of the universe begin to bring it into action, into your reality. So be consistent. Whatever it is. Make up in your mind, I'm not going to stop till I accomplish what I've set out to do. Make a decision, I'm going to stick with this. If studying is something or accomplishing a degree is what you want to do, make up in your mind what particular principle or what particular discipline you want to learn. And then stick with that. Learn everything you can about it. Study. You cannot want a degree and you don't want to study. It don't work like that. You know, this sounds easy and it sounds, like, oh, well, everybody know that. But everybody don't practice it. That's the thing. That's the difference. Everybody don't practice. Sometimes we know things, but we don't put it into practice. We don't apply the truths that we know. And it's only the right. See, a lot of people say that knowledge is power. That's true in a sense. But it's the right application of knowledge that's really where the power lies. Because you can have all the knowledge in the world. If you don't know how to apply that knowledge to your benefit, it does you no good. Because all of this is head knowledge. You don't know how to materialize it into action. So everybody in the world, every genius that ever was created, learned how to transmute those thoughts and bring it out into a reality. So as we conclude this session tonight, I want you to remember that healing is not something outside of yourself. It's already within you. And by aligning your consciousness with the divine truth of your wholeness, you can activate the power of healing in every area of your life. Whether through affirmations, prayer, or meditations, you have the tools you need to heal yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. As the saying goes, heal thyself. Many of you have given your time, your energy, your heart to everybody. You split yourself off in pieces, healing the world. Healing people on the job, healing people in your family, healing people in your community, healing your children, your fiance, your companion, your wife, your spouse. You heal everybody else. You've given up yourself to everybody else, but now it's time to heal yourself. It's time to put those principles that you've applied for everybody, the wisdom that you've given everybody, and put it to action for you. Because it does no good if you're pouring and pouring and pouring from a half-empty glass. Because after a while, if you don't refill that glass, it will be empty. And the last drop gone, and you will not be able to replenish it or give to anybody else. So by working and applying these principles to your life, you're able to replenish yourself. It's okay to help everybody else. But honey, in order to help others, the most important thing is you got to help yourself. And after you help yourself and gotten your place in life and gotten your feet firmly planted, then and only then can you try to reach out and help somebody else. Use for example, if somebody has been an addict for years, you can't try to be clean today and then try to go tomorrow and try to help somebody else be clean. That's not going to work. You may slip back into that, which you worked hard to get out of. So wait till you've gotten out of the clear and gotten yourself together, gotten your life in order, learned the lessons and applied the principles and gotten steady. Then you can reach out and extend yourself to help other people. But a lot of times the problem we have is that we overextended ourselves. And now we're mad and angry with the world. When nobody told you to overextend yourself. See, we got to be able to acknowledge that and face that truth about ourselves. Nobody told us to overextend ourselves further than what we had the capacity to do with ease. So it's a learning game. Going on your spiritual evolution and your healing journey, it's a journey it's the word journey for a reason. Doesn't happen overnight. Not gonna just wake up one day and it's all done. It's a process. And it's work that has to be done. But remember the proverb. Faith without works is dead. And the interpretation of that is you have to put in the work to make it happen. And you have to believe in the work that you do to make it happen. And only then, and we're not talking about physical work, we're talking about mental. That's the work that has to be the mental gymnastics that you have to go through to bring yourself to the place where you can say, that was meant to break me, but I'm healed now. I've done the work to heal myself. And I'm not going to let this hold me hostage where I can't heal and I can't grow and be my highest self. So I encourage each and every one of you to take these practices to heart. Take it with you. Apply them daily and witness the transformation and transformative power and the healing power of consciousness in your life. So we thank you for tuning in with us for our Wednesday night soul elevation session, where we have been dealing with, in our 16-week session, Awakening the Divine Within You, a journey through New Thought Mysticism. And we were on our 7th session tonight, session number 7. And next week, come back at 7 p.m. We'll be back again teaching about awakening the divine within you. And so we welcome you and thank you all for your hearts, your likes, your shares. We appreciate you. And we hope that you enjoy these live stream teachings that are brought to you to help you in your spiritual evolution. And tune in normally Wednesday through Friday. We have our divine discussions at around 2 p.m. Between 1:30 to 2 to about 4 o'clock, around about there. Between 1:30 and 3:30 to 4. And we're talking about different topics about deconstructing Christianity and decolonizing religion and reconstructing a faith that resonates with your spiritual soul. So join in, and we talked today about decolonizing and deconstructing. We talked a little bit about unveiling the Bible and dealing with the origins and the politics and the myths that surround the Bible and the quote-unquote the Word of God. And so I think the next thing we will be dealing with, possibly tomorrow in our afternoon session, we'll probably be dealing with Deconstructing 101. We'll probably be dealing with horoscopes and astrology and how it relates, and divination and yoga and the chakras and energy work and all those different things. And we just want to dispel, because a lot of times people have been taught things are evil and wrong, not having the knowledge of where these things come from and what it's all about. And so that's our mission, on this platform to help educate the masses. And so we thank you so very much. If you liked our content and you've enjoyed it, if you would like to gift, you can do so. You can go to the link in the bio, or you can do by Cash App. It's capital VSY, lowercase ISRAEL 2021. We thank you for your support and your love, that you help us to do the things that we need to do to be able to expand this platform and our work of waking up and spiritually awakening people to the divine that's within them and expanding people's consciousness. And so join us tomorrow as we talk about Deconstructing Christianity 101. And we'll be talking all these types of things, like, again, horoscopes, divination, yoga, chakras, psychic readings, astrology, numerology, reincarnation, tarot, and so much more. We'll be talking tomorrow and really dispelling the lies and the myths that surround these topics. And so it's going to be hot. Today was hot. People was all in the comments, the Bible thumpers. They love to come on my live. They must ain't got nothing else better to do. But they have to come. But I plainly put in the caption what it's about, deconstructing Christianity. Yet they come on. So I say they must be looking. They must have like, what's the name in the narrative of the New Testament of Nicodemus that came by night? So many people, they're looking for truth and consciousness to expand. But they don't really they don't really want to leave the colonizer. And that's really what it's about. Yes, Shay, greetings, love. I hope you're doing well. It's a Christianity teach, love your neighbor. Yes, but the thing about that is, I know you know, they don't practice it. The teachings of Yeshua and the Christian doctrine are two different things. And many people don't want it. Today we talked about the Roman Catholicism and how the Bible came to the transmission of us today. And honey, people was in the comments talking about the Bible is the word of God. And honey, we was dispelling that it's not. It's a book, a collection of human writings. And all the people was living about that. But it's the truth. A lot of people believe that their view of things is right and everybody else is wrong. We talked about that today and trying to dispel the lies that we're taught. Because, the religion, they teach you, everything is, in the Bible is an inspired word of God. Well, we broke down today what does that mean, inspired word of God? What does that mean? And we dealt with that today. And it was, wow. We dealt with the myth of divine inspiration and the process of canonization and how we got it. Talked about all those councils and different things. And when I'm able to, we're going to upload it to YouTube. So all the live streams that we put here, or that we do here, we later upload them to YouTube. And normally, I go live on Facebook and TikTok at the same time. But this week we'll be going live on TikTok and YouTube. So you'll be able to go to YouTube. And if any of you not follow me on YouTube, go over to YouTube and give us a follow. We're trying to boost our YouTube and our TikTok following. We're trying to boost it up so we can help the algorithm to push out these teachings to others who are searching for a safe space to really unlearn so that they can really learn and get in touch with that God power that's inherent within us all. And so we love you all, and we hope that you've enjoyed tonight's session. And so come back tomorrow and get some more around 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, 1:30, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back. And also, hopefully Friday, I'll put out what time we're going to come on Friday. And always remember, Wednesday night, 7 p.m., we're here for the Soul Elevation Session. We're in our 16-week teaching and series. And then on Sundays at 4 p.m., our Sunday Sacred Circle. So we welcome you to the Soul Awakening Sanctuary, and that you can enjoy with us as we continue to decolonize and deconstruct and then reconstruct a faith that resonates with our souls. So peace, love, and light. Thank you for watching and being a part. Good night.